Hey everybody, it's Christine up today for Simple Stories, and I am using the Hollydays collection. And this one it's got a lot of traditional elements, but it's got kind of a non-traditional color scheme. So as you can see, I've got this paper right here that mimics buffalo plaid or buffalo check, whatever you call it. But it's got each line in a different color. So you've got the red in there, you've got pink, you've got aquas, you've got a softer pink. And I am cutting it along the lines where it allows me to have all the different colors. So I'm not cutting a straight red line, I'm cutting the other direction so that I get all the different colors. And what I'm going to do is I am going to build a Christmas tree with it so that it will be a really unique background. Every year I make a Christmas tree layout using some patterned paper in a unique way. And this is at least the first one for this season. We'll see if there's another one. But this paper definitely inspired me to go that direction. And I did originally think I was going to stick with all one color line. But then I thought, it'd be really cool and eliminate the need for a lot more on the layout if I do the multicolor. Because it'll be busier and interesting. And so I won't have to think quite as much about what I'm going to do after that. And that is always the tricky thing for me on these specific Christmas tree layouts. Every year I'm like, what can I do that's new and interesting? Because I've got this cool background, but it's kind of bland isn't the right word, but like oftentimes it's all green or that kind of thing. And so this was the chance to kind of tweak that. So continuing on, you can see I am building it up, and I just cut each strip a little bit shorter by a square on each side so that I could take up nearly the whole layout using these. And I am not worrying about, if I have two reds vertically right above each other or whatever, I'm not worrying about that. I'm just putting them on using adhesive. And there you have it. Great background. And then let's go from there. So I am going to use a single photo for this one. It is a family photo in front of the Christmas tree at church last year. And then I am going to use this big sticker to be my title. I don't use the cardstock stickers nearly as much as I use some of the other embellishment products from Simple Stories. So I was kind of excited that I was using it for a title today, and it was just really the perfect size and the perfect placement with my picture. So one of the considerations I had as I was picking my title, because it could have really been anything holiday related, was my picture. So we've got my really tall husband, and then we've also got my pretty tall son. And so I didn't want letters to come down into my husband's head when I put it on the picture, etc. So I was looking for something that complemented the height of my family as well as the size being appropriate for this layout and such. And since I've got such a big element already, it definitely needed to be a big title. Now, the one thing I did kind of shy away from is using anything with very much green. There is green in this collection, a couple of shades of green. However, there wasn't any in this paper that I used originally. So I needed to keep that from being a dominant part of things like my title. You can also see that I did cut down my original white paper. I took an inch off of both the height and width and matted it on this aqua paper that's got red spots all over it. And it was a perfect complement to the colors I already had going in the tree. Now I am popping up my picture, and you can see I'm just using some old foam adhesive in different shapes and stuff that I had that I'm not going to use. So that made it a little quicker, making use of those scraps as well as the leftovers. When you pull all those dots off, if you have a background still left, those are perfect for putting big things on like pictures. Then I'm going to pull in some of these really cute doodle looking snowflakes. Now, the actual backside of the buffalo check paper is like a doodle design. And it kind of pained me not to use it that way because I do love that look so much. But I was excited that there was enough options with it in the stickers and the bits and pieces to be able to roll with it still on the layout, because it's just a look I really enjoy. So I am going to build 3 clusters, starting with, I'm going to put a big element in it, and I'm going to use these big red florals in 3 spots, which is just, I mean, kind of a given when you're looking at a layout from me. And then I will build some smaller elements into those clusters. As I said before, I've got a busy background, so I don't need to go over the top on my embellishing. So just a simple visual triangle that highlights the picture, highlights the main elements of the layout, is really all that I need. My biggest struggle was just figuring out where I wanted to place this one at the bottom. Did I want it on the right side? Did I want it in the middle? Did I want it on the left side? In the end, it really took me placing the other 2 to figure out exactly where I wanted to go. Now, I am working with the 6x8 paper pad here as well for my picture matting. I worked with the 6x8 sticker book. Don't overlook those when you're considering collections. I find both of those to be really useful in my creating, and provide some extra diversity above and beyond the collection. Sometimes you want that smaller scale, and in the 6x8 sticker book, you just don't get all those pieces anywhere else. So they work really great to complement the rest of the collection. Another thing that you're going to see is that I'm bringing in some of the journaling bits and pieces and tucking those into my clusters, because there's some great shapes in there without having to add a full-blown other icon. Like, I don't want a Santa on there, or I don't want a present or a tree or something that's going to distract from the basic and unified idea I've got going on already. I've got those really nice big flowers. Everything else should really complement the rest of that cluster. So working those in is a really great way to add some bulk and size to your cluster without it becoming an overwhelming mass of stuff. So you can see I've got those snowflakes that I talked about earlier that I'm working in. And I am definitely looking to figure out what other little pieces do I want to add in. So you can see I'm bringing in some little hearts from the cardstock stickers. I am looking at the enamel dots, and of course, you know, enamel dots are very hard to go wrong with. And so bringing those in to finish off the whole thing. And that's it. I mean, that was a lot. But that's it. So be sure to check out this collection. I've got more Simple Stories Christmas collections coming your way later in this season. But this was the first one I got to play with. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.